Welcome back to the Tiny Room Hangout. This is Mike coming at you with the weekly news and review for January the 11th, 2026, deep into the new year. And yes, of course, we got Transformers news, some stuff that I've already talked a little bit about, but we're going to talk a little bit more about it because we got more pictures, better pictures, and not too bad, actually. And then we're going to get into some more stuff going on, but I believe we've only got about a day left of this Kickstarter, and it's really close, almost there. Actually, I think this is like 2 days old on this picture, but January 13th at 11 a.m. It's over for Mighty Orbots, but hopefully it gets funded. Get in on it, and I believe it's around $300 to get just the standard figure. It's like $575 to get the standard figure, and then there's an additional figure about the same size. This will be 12-inch Mighty Orbots, so go check that out. I don't think I'm going to talk about it much more after this intro. Make a dream, lifelong dream come true. And then we've got Storm Arena, Sagat. I'm going to tell you my thoughts on this and why I probably will be in on this, and my way of collecting Street Fighter going forward. Then Master of the Universe. It's a little bit of stuff going on Motu, and I've got more words to say about that, both the Mattel Creations, and we've got some stuff coming from Mondo, and then we've got the Stage Figure Arts doing some Dragon Ball Z. I guess the reissues, I mean, they're actually new to me. It's all new to me. It's Dragon Ball Z. And then we got better pictures of what's coming from JFS Toys Robocop, and I think these all look pretty good. I'm going to tell you my thoughts on them. Some people might not like the way some of them look, but I'll give my explanation. I'm definitely in on them. Then we got Joy Toy, King of Fighters 98 stuff going. And believe it or not, there's actually some Star Wars stuff. And let's settle in for a Star Wars coming up. Starting out with what's new at Show Z Store for pre-order. This is the Round Culture Y20 Dragon Soul Fighter Jet Yun Xing Kunpeng. Did I say all that right? This is Weijing Y20 Air Transport is also what this is called from Maximal Hearts and Spicy Animations, but there's no price just yet on it, but it is $1 down. $1 down, 8 inches tall, release date late January 2026. Then there's also this 3-0 Robotech Robo Duo Dow Veritech fighter, Ben Dixon's fighter, and it's about 8 inches tall and looks quite interesting, fascinating. Over on Gundam, which is same thing as Josie, pretty much, but Gundam.com, Magic Craftsman Studio 112 scale Desert Crocodile Sobek, and it's $80. $80 still for pre-order, but I believe it's coming in pretty soon, based on the fact they've got the price in there, and it looks pretty fascinating. It's got a lot of accessories, but it comes with a sarcophagus, a couple of arrows, pair of claws, blade, shield spear, six interchangeable hands, and suit of armor and a main figure. And there's an upgrade kit. I did order this for my son, so I should be reviewing this using my son's figure. But DNA Design DK77 Super Ion upgrade kits, which it looks like it makes them taller. So I think any of these upgrade kits that enhance these combiners, these figures, make them taller, bigger, and look more like what I would want them to look like are worthwhile. I don't like it when it's just a handful of fillers and a little bit of stuff and it's $50, but if you get this much and it's that drastic of a difference, I think it is definitely worthwhile to talk about and to showcase. So there it is. Show Z Store, $1 down. I'm going to start off with something I kind of omitted from last week's news because I put it in my Friday video. For some reason, I felt like I had it already in the news, and I didn't. And I looked back, I did not have it in the news, but this is X-Transbots and their G2 Blade. Here is the bot mode. I mean, we pretty much already know what this figure looks like, and just a different coloration, which is always kind of fun, as we did not get Defensor in blue, in G2 blue. There's the box for the Abaddon or Abaddon for X-Transbots and their Galvatron. And the problem, of course, with that is, do we know when it's coming? Is it coming next? Coming soon? Possibly. So, and then we've got another one of the Constructicons in the box art for it. And this usually means they're coming relatively soon. They've got the box art. And with all of that, there's all the hubbub about Galvatron and this guy. Well, let's just go ahead and slide right into what Fans Toys is doing with this guy. So there's a video over on the official Fans Toys YouTube channel, And it's the FT32C Gaudy coming, and it looks pretty good. I mean, it's a pretty nice looking figure and pretty nice combined mode. Here it is in its bot mode, and I'm just gonna be honest, I'm most concerned about the actual combined mode than the bot mode, but I still think it looks fine. The feet are strange. I know, cartoon accurate, just strange, different, odd, but there we go. Here's the alt mode, and I think the alt mode looks pretty good also. It's fine, it's decent. This is one of those things where everything gets so hyper compared to the other 5 versions out there, and how close is this to Toon, because that's what they're going for, is as close to Toon as possible. Then here is the unconnected combined mode, which it is quite fascinating how the heads and faces are going to change out and swap out. That is really interesting that you can give them all the different expressions. Do have to say, it does feel like a lot of GoBot head in there with this Devastator. There's like, wonder what Fans Toys would do if they got their hands on some GoBots or just decided to do GoBots out of the blue. It's probably in their minds beneath them, but there's another picture of the combined mode. Again, my favorite part is indeed the combined mode, and since we're here, I might as well just roll into this picture because it's next, and it's not Masterpiece, it's Blockies, but they're going to be doing a Bruticus. I think it's really good that they're doing the Bruticus. I think they did a great job with their Devastator, so the Bruticus is definitely worthwhile. So it's coming. It's on the way soon. Another Maximal Hearts picture here, and this is the X-Transbots Matus. And it looks nice to me. I like it. I just love these. I think they've done a great job with them. Is it going to be perfect? I'm sure there's going to be something to complain about. It really looks like a tiny bit of piece of anything connecting the waist to the upper torso, which is scary. Can be scary. I'll be very careful with that. I suggest everyone else is also. But yeah, I like it. And this one here is the Trans Age Zerg Squad version Swordian King Toys. And it's another one of their sort of Insecticons. And again, great shot. Awesome work done over there for Maximal Hearts. And good to see these figures. And it's kind of fun. And these are very reasonably priced too. I mean, I think they're either 40 or 60. Very, very reasonably priced for a large figure that looks really good. I got one of them. And it's a nice looking figure and looks good in both modes. Bit on stylized side of things, but then again, it's not going for anything exact. It's its own thing, which is also kind of cool. Fans Hobby, in cooperation with Chosen Prime, we got the MB17B Gigazarak. It's not Gigapower though, so trust me, it's not that. It's another repaint of their, what is it, like an Armada Megatron repaint? So once you start getting a little past G1, it's all blurry to me until classics hit. that made more sense. Then here's the alt mode, which I think looks fine. The color scheme is actually really awesome, and so some people were questioning if when we get this KO Megatron, which I think some people even got it in hand. When you get that KO Megatron, is that company going to put out all the different recolors just like we saw with the Optimus Prime? And that's a very, very valid question that's been asked this past week. As we see, like, Fans Hobby doing all of this stuff, will the KO of the Studio Series do all of that? And, well, I might talk more about that here in a bit. We got Unique Toys Buzz Guardian here. This looks kind of cool, kind of fascinating. It's definitely a live-action movie type of take on the Bumblebee character. And, of course, it turns into this. And, yeah, I'm still fascinated by how you take something that's got all of the very organic looking and it turns into a car like this. Yes, this is quite panely, but at the same time, it's still relatively smooth in comparison to the texture of the body mode, the bot mode. And yeah, it's always fascinating. Again, you just kind of, the other side of that is a smooth panel. So one side's a smooth panel for the car, and then the other side is the organic looking stuff, which, I mean, yeah, that's how it works, but it's still fascinating. Oh, and y'all are here for the MPG Hot Rod. Okay, you're here for the MPG Hot Rod. More MPG Hot Rod is here. So you can be thankful for that. I think it looks fine. It is more stylized than a true, just like wanting to be G1. but I don't think it looks bad, and I think it does look vastly superior to their 1.0. And again, I'm going to refer to this as 2.0. They're not, but they did name it MPG 20. But I think it looks good. Does it look better than what they did with their... Are they calling it Studio Series or whatever? Yeah, I do actually like it a little bit better than that one, but that one's awesome too. I mean, they've done a lot of good Hot Rod. If you like Hot Rod, you're getting a lot of Hot Rod now, and you're probably going to keep getting more Hot Rod. It's impressive, most impressive. Just so I don't like fail to discuss something here, Takara told me VPMN sideswipes. So this is another live action movie. Set of side swipes if you're into all this kind of stuff, and I do think they look great, and I actually think this looks even more fascinating with the alt mode looking even cleaner. Yes, there are some lines, but man, they line up well too. So that's a pretty good looking one. I guess we'll get into this next picture also, and we've got Grimlock, and this is good old Missing Link Grimlock. So it makes me ponder if Bingo Toys is going to put theirs out at all. I would be beyond fascinated to get Bingo Toys and this one and compare them. As long as, you know, the Bingo Toys one isn't like $150. I would assume that theirs would be on the lower price point and relatively decent. I don't even know what the price point of this is yet, but it looks good. And if you've ever handled the G1 Grimlock, which most people here probably have, then you know it already has quite a bit of articulation to it. There's quite a bit to it. So to enhance that even more, it's going to be impressive. But I imagine this to be really close to what the first Masterpiece Grimlock had, because they're very, very similar and almost identical except bigger. So really interesting to see what they do with this and how far they've gone with the articulation on it. But how far would Bingo Toys go? I mean, wouldn't you be fascinated to see that? Anyway, I did put up a video about Gigapower versus Magic Square. Will Magic Square be making their Masterpiece? Then, of course, Studio Series, a great job they've done there too. But Grimlock, I made the point in that video that almost all the Grimlocks are very, very similar because the G1 was already that good. And this is the Legends Green Lio Convoy. No idea price. Not Masterpiece. Not everything I'm talking about right here is Masterpiece, but I want to get it all the way because it's all images in the same place. Does it glow in the dark? It might glow in the dark. Fans Hobby is turning their back on you with a MB20B X Load teaser, as I don't really know this era too well, but people are saying something about a Magnus. That's what I'm gathering from this, but at the same time, I mean, it's a nice looking figure from the back. It looks pretty clean for what it is. And yeah, there it is. Magnus. Is it Magnus? I take this to Albi box art from Ocular Max Perfection Series PS28 Demolisher, all-in-one through... This is via Easy Hard Kui. I hope I said that right. Of 2005. And yeah, so they're moving along with theirs. 5 or 7 Devastators going at once, all at the same time. Sounds like a lot of fun. And I'm in on X Transbots, and I'm in on the Fans Toys. But I can't do them all. I think there's people out there that can, but it's beyond my grasp. Beyond my reach. My grasp is not catching my reach. And there's the back of it, if that helps with anything. But I think this is a pretty good set overall. It's decent. It's going to be 18 inches. And I think the individual bots, it's fascinating because it's all built in and all that kind of stuff. But I think the individual bots are going to be pretty big. I was actually surprised, bot-wise, how big they were when I first saw one of their combiners, so it all makes sense now. But there's 6 in this team instead of 5. We got pictures of Golden Optimus Prime from Aldi? Oddly enough. And they're putting premium paint decos on these. They look pretty good. And I think they've done good work so far. So, and I believe this... I'm trying to see if I've got this right. I believe this to be also Aldi, but comparing it to the gold one, it looks slightly different stylization. Okay. All the Alpha Action Mega AAM Transform Optimus Prime. And then the Chase. But yet, different heads and just different parts look a little bit different to me. Like the waist piece looks a little bit bigger, so maybe I should have put them up side to side. Anyway, these are the ones I think are 36 each, as we're used to getting them for like 10 or 12 bucks each. Alright, so this might not be the first time we get punked this week by Ashton Kutcher, because he's out there playing tricks on us, but real or not, Monstructor floating around, Decepticon Monstructor, Age of the Primes, 03. Are you getting punked? And the reason I put this out in here, because I feel like this isn't even anything Hasbro's putting out. I actually think this is something that is probably real, but it's probably coming from third party, like a one of those cheap knockoff ones. But I guess we'll find out in the future if it is third party or knockoff or something that someone else has decided to put out, or it's just you're purely punked. This is a long description. Yellow Park MK Mini, Transformers Wave 3, Premium Finish, IDW RIM Packs, Dark of the Moon, Optimus Prime Transparent Version Promotional Videos and Images. Did you catch all that? Okay, so no more words need to be said other than what was in the description. That was a mouthful, for sure. Dr. Wu is putting out some stuff, and I'm glad they put it all in one picture for me. That's great. You can see it all. Makes it easy. This is Redline and Frenet, and a Tiger Track, and a Butcher, and Micromaster Scale Red Alert, Barrage, Tiger Tracks, and Chop Chop. And then because they're all modes look, like you'd expect. They're not horrible. They're not Masterpiece level. They're somewhere in the middle. And I just like the Deluxe Decepticons are pretty cool. I just don't collect this scale. I don't collect the Micromaster scale unless it's something that makes sense. The Micromaster scale for me, like I jump on the Megatron because it turns into a gun. I probably should get a sound wave. It turns into a boombox. Oh, sorry, Sony Walkman. Those kind of things. Micro cassette player. Those kind of things that would be elements that would work with your Masterpiece collection. I think that is what's most fascinating about these, and they do those. But at the same time, they make these. But I love the Deluxe Decepticons. Just that's fun to talk about. And we got another one. They call this one Trap Maker. And people are like, Mike, shut your trap maker. Micromaster Scale Battle Trap. And this is the color prototype. And I was looking for a picture that would show them together. I believe you should still be able to put the car and the chopper together. I don't see that picture. I see them as completely separate and not together forever. Like the original G1, you were able to just stack it. But I'm sure there's a way to do it. Someone will figure it out. And then there's a recolor, the B. So the DWES02B recolor. Why not? All right, so now for all my Hasbros out there, how you doing? We've got this reissue of their Titan class version of Predaking. And this is from No Trab. And pre-orders are up some at places, I guess. I've got the KO of this, and that is currently all I have as a masterpiece-ish Predaking that's actually combined as Predaking, and I like it. I would have loved a kit to make it, the full 21 inches. I've got it standing on a box in my display, and it's up there. It looks like the right size, even though, he's standing on something. But it's a good looking figure overall. I like it combined. I think the individual bots aren't the greatest, but combined it's great. It's just short. I really want to say this actually is the biggest news this week. And when I saw it break, I almost want to make a video just about it. But I didn't really watch them all. I just saw like 5 or 6 other people already talk about it. And a couple of people pretty much say the same thing, that are more into the Hasbro stuff than I am. And they say that this looks exactly like the 5-pack one. And on one hand, Hasbro kind of did you dirty making you buy a 5-pack when the only figure you wanted was this Hound. But on the flip side, they gave you all those figures with the painted windshield looking similar. So they all look good together. Then again, you can't get every car bot like that, just those 5. So it's good and bad, and plus and minus. The price for 110 on the 5-pack was pretty good. This will be $28, I guess, unless you catch it on sale somewhere, which is very necessary. People were paying like $70 or $80 for this thing. because once those 5-packs sold out, then people, the only people that had them, people had the 5-packs, they would have to give up this. And the other problem is the fact that the Siege one, in my opinion, was not very G1-esque looking. I'll just put it like that. It wasn't G1-esque. This is more G1-esque. So it looks pretty good overall. I still think its lower legs are a little chunky, but I think it's 1,000 times better than Siege. And it uses still some of the same engineering, I believe. But yeah, reissue. And I also hear Hasbro's doing all these reissues because they're struggling for money, struggling to make some profit. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know. I didn't dig too deep in their financials recently. Now, I've got pictures of this Bumblebee via Instagram user of WSP 4079914, and we get to see this figure. And Devastation, Transformers Devastation version of Bumblebee. Not something I'm too excited about. I would be too excited about. Some people are, but I was told people are really disappointed in the Devastation Prime. That's what I'm told. But yeah, that's probably why they're still on the shelves every time I go to a Target or a Walmart. Well, just mostly Walmart. And then, speaking of what's on the shelves over here? What are we already into that? Deluxe Transformers 1 Orion packs found at US retail. There it is. If you like that stuff. And I guess speaking of micro bots with Dr. Wu, well, this is not Dr. Wu. This is Transformers Core Tiny Turbo Changer Blind Bag and identification codes. You can get identification codes to know which one's what. So it's not blind. Okay. A is Optimus Prime. B is Megatron. C is Bumblebee. D is Grimlock. E is Elita 1. F is Starscream is F. H is Soundwave. I is Hot Rod. So people have opened all this. J is RC. And so you can figure it out if you care. You have to really care to figure it out, right? Then there's going to be some Autobot symbols that are transforming, I guess. Is that a thing? Transforming Autobot Decepticon symbols coming on the way. This isn't news from the JT Prime 17, who's the super leak lister. And here he's got like 40 leaks in the works here. And he's right like 90 to 95% of the time. So I guess this is correct too. I'm just interested in seeing what it looks like, or how it works, or all that. As I'm not bothering pre-ordering the Hasbro Hot Rod, I hear some went up for pre-order and sold out immediately, and that's what I heard. I don't even know where, but I'm reading this, and it's saying that they will have the pre-orders up January 13th, 20th, and 27th. These are planned for the same 9 a.m. So it still seems like you're chasing this. I don't believe it's going to be that hard to find. The first go around, it was very easy to find. And now some people already have the first one and aren't going to upgrade to this. So I don't think it's going to be, although these are selling out, they're just put up somewhere in very small quantities. This isn't system-wide. Every retailer having it at the same time. I don't think every retailer is going to sell out. I mean, Hot Rod's popular, but he's no Optimus Prime. Another JT Prime and collaboration project, code names, TFW 2005 hosting all this. But can you guess what the collab is for Kick, Race Green Song, which is going to be an exclusive, and then Symmetry Monster Jam. I'm kind of thinking we're looking at some of this is probably going to be something to do with kind of the monster crossovers. Kind of like we had the Dracula that we had at the Target one, which I found a whole case of it, and they wouldn't sell me one of them. And then I went back on the exact date very early in the morning, and they're all sold out. Then there's the Masters of the Universe crossover, and we have the Optimus Prime Armor He-Man, and then Starscream Armor Scareglow. And I'm just saying it. I just bought the first two they put out for $16 each. I was like, I'm not going to do this for $30. I have no interest in them at all. $15, that's about what the Origin started at. So $16 is what I paid. So $1 more than what Origin started at. But I have a feeling I'm going to see them way cheaper than that. Now here's the problem. These might have been made in smaller quantities in the first wave. They might not have been. I'll catch them on sale. For $16 each, I'll get them just to have them, because I do have the He-Man stuff, but I'm not a fan of these crossovers. and everybody that got them on clearance and talked about them said they still felt like they paid too much. But it is what it is. It's I don't love it, but I'd pick them up on clearance. That's where I'm at. Flint Dilley's going to be at TFCon Los Angeles, March 13th to the 15th, and I love his stories about the movie and all of his commentary he's put out over the years about the 1986 movie. It's just fascinating, and I'm just gonna say it just doesn't look that old that he was the one making our 1986 movie. That's how old was he in 1986? But it's fascinating to hear what all he's had to say about all of the stuff that was going on, and I'm sure he'll have a few more stories for this celebrating the 40th anniversary of Transformers the movie. It's not Transformers itself, Transformers the movie. All right, so I guess we'll talk about this again. This is in memory of Albert Pinello, who had set up a great site, pioneer of the mask community with the greatest mask site resource ever made. And then other people have built on that with their own sites, and so there's some, I think, 3D masks and stuff like that out there somewhere. But with that, his goal in life was to see the mighty Orbots made into reality, and he got to see that. He got to actually hold the prototype. Ramen Toy is making the figure, and I'm pretty sure making and distributing. So it's just the Kickstarter. And I didn't get a fresh screen grab, but they're really close to hit that 95,000 goal, and they might have actually hit it by now. So if you want to be part of this, you want to get this, then check it out. I will try to have a link down below, but you've basically got like a day and a half to get in on this if you want this combining roll with 12-inch. It is pricey for what you're getting, but it's never been made before, and that's what Kickstarter really is all about. Now, according to some people, this information is correct and valid. Some others, we might be getting punked by Ashton Kutcher again. Whoa, twice in a week. Twice. Okay, we are getting punked twice. But the G.I. Joe crossover is something with the Tmnt. So Playmates and Hasbro coordinating together to make this happen. Allegedly, some of this stuff looks fake. Some of this stuff looks like it's actual figures that were made. Could be customs. But then we've got a couple of very legitimate people, legitimate sources saying this is real. And then allegedly Playmates asking people to take these images down. So I won't show it for very long. There's also vehicles and stuff. And I just learned that turtles have a helicopter. I didn't even know turtles I'm not a huge turtle fan, guys. I like turtles to a point. Super fans buy everything. I only buy the stuff I like, and I pass on stuff that it doesn't interest me, which I probably will be passing on this. In case you missed my Friday video, which I don't know how you made it to this video without seeing the Friday video, just at least the picture, the screenshot. But the Fans Toy Sovereign 2.0 is sold out. So if you want to know more about that, my thoughts, my intimate thoughts about it being sold out, you can click on that Friday video. But I was shocked when I found out about it. I was like, I'm not shocked that it's sold out. I'm shocked it's sold out so fast, because we haven't seen that lately with anything, really. Very few of these masterpiece figures sell out as fast as Sovereign 2.0. Now let's start talking about some stuff I have no idea about. Dragon Ball SH Figure Arts Trunks and Piccolo re-releases announced, and Infinite Latent Superpowers figure, Dragon Ball Z Superheroes, all this fun stuff. Good stuff here. I believe they're 1/12 scale, around the 6 inches. I don't have a whole lot of SH Figure Arts, but I feel like they run smaller than the rest of the figure lines. That's just my belief. All right, we got a preview photo of Storm Collectibles and their King of Fighters 98 Clark. Is it Clark Still action figure? So not much more to go off than this, but if you're into that franchise, it's something that if you played these games back in the day, it meant a lot to you, and would have meant a lot to me if I played it a lot. I actually only played this on the Neo Geo Pocket Color, and they were kind of like cartoony little, almost chibi style characters. So I don't really know a whole lot about all of this, but it looks pretty cool. I do know about this though. JFS Toys Robocop 2-packs coming out, and I guess you get the clean one with Ann Lewis, and then you get the battle damage one with Mr. Toxie over there. But let's take a better look at these. So here is the battle damage Robocop, and yeah, it's this fun little stuff here. You got the the baby food he has to eat. That's just the way it goes. And then he's got his big sniper rifle there, and he's got his gun that I don't know if it goes in the hip or not. So I don't have all the information just yet. And the head swap looks like a pretty cool head swap too. Like he's got part of his neck there. Then we got Ann Lewis with her bubblegum face and her standard face and her helmet and her gear. I think she looks a lot better with her gear on than without her gear on. And they have to make it designed, if you want removable gear, then she has to be a little too, I think a little too skinny in the torso area so that the gear looks good on her. Or else the gear would just make her look ginormous. So, I mean, that's my belief, and I'll stick with it. Here's a clean one, Robocop. So, really, the clean one's what everyone's going to want, I believe, the most. So, you get more stuff with the battle damage one, is my belief on this. I do think the price, I mean, $66 at BBTS. I'm okay with that because BBTS has taken all of the, all the risk? Yeah, all the risk is off there. And this guy's going to come with the TV where you buy that for $1 and then, I don't know, we got some sort of a war chess game here going on. But, yeah. So, he looks pretty good. Was it Toxic Emil? But, if you've watched Robocop, you remember this. All right, here's the Storm Arena Sagat. It is not up for pre-order just yet, so I can't give you an exact price, but I'm guessing around 40, because the standard ones are 30, and then they're kind of competing with Jada. So, I have the Jada one. It's fine. Why would I want this when I already have the Jada one? Because this is Player 2. So I think I will pick up Player 2 stuff from another company, and that makes it, because it really makes no sense getting two of the same ones from different companies. Hey, which one do I like better? And then try to sell off the other one or some nonsense. So just getting them in different color, that's probably the best way to go. I mean, did I figure out a hack here? We got more King of Fighters 98. Fatal Fury team by Joy Toy. Now these are 1/18 scale. And it's pre-orders on Joy Toy's shop, running a sale for the next week, in a few days. Price is set at $137.97, on sale for $121 each, while the individual figures are priced at $45.99, on sale for $41.40. If you're in on these, now I am not in on these, but I think it's fascinating that they keep making this kind of stuff, and so I'm a-okay with it. And passing along news on to you, but speaking of expensive, we've got this right here. It's the Mondo He-Man Masters of the Universe 1/12 scale line, bringing the highly detailed design of 1/6 scale to a brand new dimension. Okay, so this is a 1/12 scale tour. Stands 7.5 inches tall, includes 2 portraits, 3 sets of interchangeable hands, removable cape, and a gas mask, havoc staff, and double-bladed sword for $110. So now that makes me want to reread my Chitara information, because I understand Chitara is 1/6 scale only, but Mondo at the Mondo store, I think the only place you can get it is on the Mondo shop, Mondo store. January 13th, you'll be able to pre-order this. Well, just be able to buy it. Pre-order it. 1/6 scale deluxe edition Chitara, and includes the verbal bill. And I don't know, I'm thinking like $275, $300. I don't know. Have no idea the price. It's gonna be, in my opinion, ridiculous. But if you're in the 12-inch doll life, you're used to the $275, $300 price points per action figure. You say, well, Mike, you pay that sometimes for Masterpiece Transformers. Yes, but this doesn't transform. But anyway, it's a whole topic for a different day. I think she looks fantastic. She's going to have a lot more articulation than you're used to seeing with like the Super 7 stuff. But she's not super cartoon. She's a bit on the stylized side. So I guess our next exclusive for, is it a Club Grayskull exclusive, is going to be the Great Black Wizard. So it looks like kind of like a Skeletor, but repainted and a bunch of stuff. There's some lore behind it and all that kind of stuff. Evil, Techno, Mancer, Sorcerer. Here's the thing. I had actually like 7 of the last ones that I haven't gotten in on in my cart, and they were marked down from 20 or 22 down to like 14 or 16, and then they were marked down to 12. And I was like, oh, I don't know how long the sale's going on, but I'll wait a few more days, see if it gets any cheaper. But now they're all back to normal price. So I guess I have to wait till the next sale to buy any of that stuff. Or miss out on them, I guess. But I'm not in a hurry for this, and they don't seem to be selling out. But some that you go a little bit further back to like the 8th and 9th and 10th back, those are sold out. I think the last 7 are still available, and they were on super steep discount for a while there, right around New Year's. Sonic the Hedgehog 2.5-inch Shadow with Batmobile, now available on Amazon for $27.57 if you're into this kind of stuff and these tiny little figures and stuff like that. If you're into it, go to Amazon. All right, some Star Wars news. According to our friends at yakface.com, we've got an update for a fan stream. It's being canceled for January 7th, so I'm guessing that didn't happen, and it's going to happen on the 14th instead. And I'm not really on the edge of my seat, but then it says January 12th, so I don't know. I'll find out next week, because I won't be there like on the edge of my seat watching a Star Wars fan stream, because there's not really anything I can imagine they'd put out that I'd want to pay full price for. But some people might feel like they want to pay full price for all this stuff. And good news, instead of $20 each, they're going to be $16.99, which I still feel is way too much for a Black Series figure. And I really, I think some of this stuff looks cool, looks fascinating. And they look every bit as cool and fascinating at Ross and Ollie's when they show up. But this was at Kansas, Kansas, Texas, and Minnesota. People are finding this wave of figures showing up, and I have to admit they do look good. It's striking, it's fun. Hey, I want to buy these. I just remember when these were $5. Now we're looking at 16, 17 is a quote unquote good price for these, and it's kind of crazy. Collecting is crazy these days, but I look forward to more retro. I want to make a video really explaining why I think Star Wars is declining. It's a lot of reasons. It's not just one. There's a lot. February 6th at 8 a.m., March 6th at 8 a.m. So these two are going to be different pre-order dates. And they've got new names to them. I guess this is the new names. Disney Store wants to call it CU-28. Let's see. Originally, the Copper Protocol droid was CW-24. And then originally, the pink one was Cutie, like Cutie. QT K2. So I don't know why they changed it to KT, and they changed the CU-28 CW-24. I don't know why they changed it, but maybe it was an error on someone's behalf. And yeah, that's really some of the biggest news that we've gotten this week, and that's the state of Star Wars right now. There it is. That's what we've got going on. All right, so there are a few things going on around before I kind of go off air. Go off air. You remember those days? Clearance, 50% off of the Superman toys. I like these figures. They're like retro type style figures, and at $8 they're not bad. This is what reaction should have been. $8. You get something that you could happily put on your shelf, and then on clearance for $4, which doesn't bode for a wave 2 very well, but sadly. And this is the time of year, though, that Ross, this is Ollie's actually, 40% off all toys, and we're seeing Ross mark stuff down on clearance, but their clearance prices are still a little bit too high for me on the stuff that they're marking down. But I am going to say that the Ross Con and the Ollie's Con are over for now. Just for now. So what else is going on out there that I missed? What other cool stuff is going on in the world of toys and news? And, you know, like, where is my pet monster? Little subjects asking where are their pet monsters. You know what the number one comment under that was? Where's my pet monster I pre-ordered months ago? That's their question. Anyway, like and subscribe. Titanium Hanger out.